Keep it going for the group panel. All right. Love it. Up. All right. All right. Thank you. We can cut the music. All right. Group panel. All you guys up here. Got people lined up to ask you guys questions, and then if anybody wants to take it in different directions from there. But why don't we start on the left over here? Go ahead with your question.
I'm not here.
Is that mic on?
Does this work? Okay.
There you
Hi,
go.
I'm Ash. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey.
Meet you guys. I remembered Allie on Teal Talk, or Kate, was saying disability doesn't have to be a life sentence. And so it was more encouraging that Allie lived through the end, and I wanted to appreciate that comment. And I know there are other characters that they were going to be killed off and all that. But
yeah, I know the producers were. There were a few reasons why they didn't want Ali to die in the end, and that was one of them as well. Like they didn't want to even for a second insinuate that a person with a disability would be better off dead, because it's just absolutely not true. And I think they wanted the future that they imagined for Ali was a happy one, and I certainly like to think that regardless of what happened with her disability in the future, I like to imagine that she found strength and happiness and forged a happy future.
I could appreciate that. Thank you.
Also, spin-off.
Yeah, and a spin-off, 10 seasons, whatever.
Gotta leave
No
the
big
door
deal.
open for the spin-off. Let's go over here on the right.
Hi, I'm Kayla. Thanks for coming out. I have a question for Danielle and Kate, kind of. So, B kills Braden Holt, she didn't want to, and then he got all smug, and then you were like, pow. And then Kate, Allie, you killed Sean Brody because he wouldn't shut the hell up. You know what I mean? So it was kind of similar.
Some men just don't know when to shut up.
Amen. How? I was just, I was wondering if they did that on purpose. It was very similar, you know what I mean? I wonder if, and if you knew.
I have no idea who Sean Brody is, so...
I know, but the writers were probably like, little B
Look,
action for, Allie.
I don't know about the similarities of the two deaths, but what I do know about the Braden moment was I was adamantly opposed to him smirking. I felt like she should have just blasted him anyway, that she didn't need any provocation, that Debbie's death was provocation enough, and that I felt like it put her in a morally ambiguous position if she was actually going to take someone's life who wasn't being smug, that he was actually a little boy. And I think they didn't want to, I think that it would have put B in a different place for people. But I quite liked that. So we did two different takes, and they obviously went for the one where he sort of does that little bit of a smirk. But I was actually against that.
Okay.
But who was Sean Brody?
This guard.
He was the guy that killed Kaz. So he came in season 7, and he was, oh my God, I'm probably going to get this wrong. You guys will correct me. But he was somehow affiliated with Mari. You knew
We worked
him,
together at
a
Walford.
corrections officer at a different prison.
Lovers.
But he essentially, he essentially came in. Why did he come in the prison?
Oh, well, I think he got the transfer to...
But he was there because of Mari, right?
Yeah. He was planted. He made himself planted there too.
To get rid of Kaz because Kaz had information. Yeah, Kaz had found out some stuff, I think. God, I'm ashamed I can't remember. But yeah, he...
And to bust her out, to bust Mari out as
yes,
well. Yeah.
that's right. But he killed Kaz. And the whole, a big through plot for season 7 was who killed Kaz. And we finally found out at the very end that it was him. And
Did you die?
Did I die?
Yeah, does Ruby die?
No. I wanted to.
No.
Yeah, because I was telling them before that I really wanted to die.
Well, I'm glad you did, because if we talk about spin-offs, what about one called Ruby, where B B starts to like possess Ruby, and we have a kind of dual
My hair goes red.
thing. Yeah,
So
your hair goes
red.
red, and that's it. That's
Hang
that's
on.
your spin-off.
So I've got a hypothetical question then. If B possesses Ruby, would you all be happy with me being Ruby if it was really B?
Nah.
Just as long as the red blanket stays safe.
Oh, why?
Where's Kiana? Kiana, I just got an idea for a new panel for the next WentworthCon. It's just cast members explaining to Danielle what happened on the show after her character got killed off. Because I love how she flat out does it. She can hear it in him. It's so Brody. I love it.
Ready. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to know if there are 3 people that I'm looking for here today. Karen and Stephanie and Rosie. Where are you? Are you here? Stand the fuck up. There you are. I want to say hello. Now, these 3 beautiful women here, people, folk, your sister is a casting director, yeah, who reached out to me and said, hey,
I'm looking
so
at you
treat
guys
you
as
really
well.
special, not to make you feel better, but for us to get more work in America.
Allison, right?
Allison.
Yeah, she told me as
Yeah.
well.
So you could go home to your sister and go, I met them bitches, they're fucking awesome. Now cast them. Thank you. I hope you've had a lovely time.
Good on you guys.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you.
I think you just gave everybody an idea. The next person who wants a video for their sister, they should just be like, hey, my sister's a casting director. I was wondering if you'd all say hi to her. It's her birthday. Is there any way?
My sister's Martin Scorsese.
Yes. Over here on the left.
Hi, everyone. You all look so beautiful, especially you, Bernard, up there with all the ladies. My question is, could you each give us your best American accent?
Like, sure. I mean, am I from the Valley or am I from New York? I don't know. Like, where am I from? Or am I from Boston?
Get a jab. Get a jab.
Oh, okay, darling. Well, you're just kind of, I don't know, like from Texas, you all just a bit more like laid back, right? Just going to Whataburger, get yourself a shake and some fries.
I did a little film back in a few years ago where I had to be Texan. We had a lot of accent coaching and stuff from a guy who actually knows Matthew McConaughey. So,
All right.
you know,
All right.
all right. They even gave us that kind of lisp. That's that Texan kind of lisp that you do. So, that was cool. It was called the Junction Boys, and it was with Tom Berenger. It was about the Bear Bryant at Texas A&M University. So.
I feel like if you ran for president with that accent, you would win. You literally know.
Come on, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roddy, any American accent you can do? No? Whoever's question that was, come up. This is a free t-shirt. That's my favorite question of the weekend, so you get that. That was good. I like that. Especially knowing there was a relative of a casting director in the house. That was very well timed. Whoever paid her to do that, good on you. Next on the right over here.
Hi. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. So my question is for Raraway. The time when Rita was in lockup and you were with your father, you guys did a song, chant. Could you do that? Do you remember it? I mean, it was beautiful.
I don't remember it, but the late Uncle Richard Green from the Blue Mountains area wrote that song for us and was so generous with giving his language. And yeah, but I don't actually remember it. I think I was so in a trance and just started chanting it that day. But unfortunately,
Oh, it's too bad. It was beautiful.
yeah, thank you.
Over here on the left.
Hi guys, my name is Elizabeth. I am from South Carolina. Sorry, I'm shaking. Holy crap. My question, hopefully an easy one. We are a house divided between cats and dogs, so I'd like to know which one of you guys, what do you pick, cat or a dog?
I mean, pussy's great, but
I mean, same.
I've got 2 chihuahuas at home.
You just set that one up for her, didn't you? Boom.
Look, I knew my audience. What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm a dog person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like the sassiness of cats. Like, they sort of like, oh, you can touch me and now fuck off.
Exactly.
But I think now I'm sort of more of a dog person.
That's good. Good for Danielle.
I've got guinea pigs at the moment. So I'm all about the piglets.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, next question over here on the right.
Thanks, guys.
Hello. I was just curious if you, as like a person, had to take one of the characters in a fight, who would it be?
Oh, like take one on.
Yeah.
Baby
like
Grace. She wouldn't fight back. Easy. I'd be like, come on, put him up. See, I win.
Yeah, for this.
Condoning any kind of thing here other than she wouldn't fight back, so we're all good.
For the same reason, I'd probably go Liz drunk, and then I'd just sort of like get her to go off balance, and she'd knock herself out.
Yeah, do the goldfish. Come on.
The red blanket just lies there, does nothing. Bern, who are you taking?
It wouldn't be Lou Kelly, I can tell you that.
No.
Or Ferguson.
Oh, I
Or
really...
any one of these chicks up here.
Oh, look, Ruby can take on anybody. Let's be for real. So come at me. Who can box? Actually, no, please don't. Don't fight me.
Someone just yelled, "Kick the baby's ass!"
I feel like this could take a wrong turn somewhere, so let's just leave it there.
You thought of that really practically. You're like, if I have to win this fight, if there's money on it, I'm taking the baby. I don't care that there's an auditorium full of people that are picturing me fighting a baby right now. I want to win this fight. It's hypothetical. Next over here on the left.
All right, this is for all you guys. So my son's actually an actor, a young actor. He's 10. He's been doing it for a few years. Any advice you could give me as a parent, having an actor as a son? He does modeling and stuff too. Or as you guys being young actors at one time. Oh, I mean, like a kid. No, I mean.
A million years ago.
You know what I mean. Right? Yeah, child actor, exactly.
I don't think there's any right or wrong way to navigate that.
Okay.
I mean, I would say, look, if it was my son, I'd just take a step back and let him navigate it and see how far he was a son, did you say?
It is a son.
Yeah. I'd just take a step back and personally, I wouldn't feel like it's your job to push in any direction. Sure, like help facilitate if that's what he really wants. But I personally think with acting, like you have to love it so intensely to be able to deal with all of the ups and downs and in-betweens and ins and outs and whatnots. And I feel like maybe 10 years old is potentially too young for him to truly know how much he loves it and how much he wants to invest in it. So I would just say let him play. And that's what it is really at the end of the day. It's just play, and for a 10-year-old, how fun that is. And I think you'll probably know over time how seriously he wants to take it. But for now, I would just let him play and have fun with absolutely no agenda. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like we struggle because he does want to just play with his friends, but then he also wants to act. And so trying to balance that, you know?
If he loves it, and you can see that he really loves it, just support him in anything that he wants to do to drive that forward, and just give him your, just back him and just make sure you support that. We will all say this is the best job in the world. This is why I do it, and I love it, and all of these guys love it as well. So, and I can't think of doing much else, but being an entertainer. I mean, the music thing and the acting thing or everything. It's like that's what I love to do. And if I didn't have the backing of my parents and my wife at certain times and stuff, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So he just needs that support, and that's what you can give him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hate this job. I really hate it. I love acting, but I hate the job. It's fucking horrible. I'm not kidding. Going to auditions and not getting the part and then doing them again, and you know, like the actual process of being an actor, that whole thing of the show business side of it is not that nice for me, but I love acting. Like, just put me in a room with a character and that's fine. Then put me in a room having to do it in front of other people to prove that I'm right for the role, and then, you know, like, that's fun kind of in that moment, but this sort of business of it now, like, I don't know. I don't like it that much anymore. I love acting, though. It's like being a parent. I really, really love my kid, but I don't like being a parent. I'm not very good at it.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I feel the exact same way. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice to hear someone else say that. I thought I was the only one. Yeah. No, I agree completely.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for the question. Over here on the right.
Hello, my name's Sam. How are you guys? So my nana went through a stroke around the same time that Liz was going through her dementia and ultimately the stroke at the end. How did you guys feel about her death and, you know, the impact that it might have in the show? Because that part of the show resonated tremendously with me because it was something I was actively going through. So to see such an influential character go out in such a way, I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion on how she ultimately went out.
I mean, it was really moving. I remember just watching Celia go into this, embody that character, and you know, we had to put signs up everywhere in H1 and sort of guide her and take her out to the basketball court or for fresh air, and just watching her, like, she's, you know, she's such a brilliant actor. Yeah, it was definitely... and that scene, like her death and Katrina's performance, both of them was unreal.
Unbelievable.
Like one of the best scenes in Wentworth, you know, and Celia's work throughout Wentworth has been amazing. I'm very sorry to hear about your grandmother too.
She's okay. She's all right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's actually an interesting thing. So I want to explain, you know, if I can quickly, the table read, because it was the final table read of that season, right? It was season 7.
We thought it was the last episode ever.
Yeah, that's right. At the
point.
time, we'd been cancelled, right? So we thought it was the last episode. So we had the final table read of the last block. And we have this wonderful actress, Catherine Tonkin, who would read the big print. Like, you know, Liz walks into the thing and, you know, scenes 12, H1, and she would read all the big print. And she's a pro.
And had been doing this for the last 5 years or so.
And she's really good at what she does. And you have to sort of time how the episode goes. So they start a stopwatch so that the writers know if it's running long or if it's running short, because you read it in real time. And it got to that scene with Liz and Boomer, and she just, everybody was, there wasn't a dry eye around the table. Everyone was just streaming tears out of their eyes. And Catherine got to that point and she just choked up and she could not go on. She was trying to describe what was happening and she went, "I'm so terribly sorry to everybody." And we're like, "It's okay, no worries." She just could not go on. It was an incredibly emotional moment for everybody sitting at that table, wasn't it?
What I liked about that was that they took an incredibly tragic subject matter and incredibly tragic scene, but the fact that they, in a way, Liz got to design her own death, and what Boomer did was such an incredibly generous act, and it's what Liz wanted. I think for me, somehow that made the scene more heartbreaking, but it actually made it more beautiful than it was tragic, because it was the ultimate act of friendship. Yeah, it's my favourite scene of the entire season, entire show.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Over here on the left.
Hi, I'm Diane. You guys are really beautiful. I have a comment/question for Jenko. I really, really enjoyed you on Instagram with your cooking with COVID. And
thank you.
No, my sister and I were stuck in St. Croix, the Virgin Islands, with our parents. We went to visit and we're stuck there for like 3 months during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And we weren't home, and you actually just had me like every day cracking up on Instagram. I was so happy for that. And all of a sudden it just stopped. And I just wanted to tell you that you were amazing, and I don't care what anybody say, that you were great with your cooking. And no, I really enjoyed it, and I just wanted to know why you stopped.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really lovely to hear. Look, yeah, I very much enjoyed doing that, and it got such a wonderful response from you guys. So thank you for saying that. I do think my cooking skills somewhat questionable, but basically the short answer is it stopped because I had to go back to work. We had to go back to work. We were all put on hiatus like so many people throughout COVID. We could no longer film the show. And so we were sort of like put out to pasture like old cows for a couple of months. And then when the show, and so I had time. I had nothing else to do. We had to stay inside. The shops were bare, like all, you know, the shop shelves were empty. So I had to like cook what we had in our cupboards. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just cook a terrible meal and post it on the internet. And that's how it started. And yeah, it sort of stopped just because I had to go back to work and all of my meals were cooked for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Over here on the right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Laura. So I think all four of you were so perfectly cast. I can't imagine anyone else playing the roles that you played. But with that said, if you could pick any character from the show for one day and portray that character, who would you pick?
I mean, there's so many to choose from. I don't know. Oh, I know who you would choose.
Who?
Yeah, Baby Grace.
So I'd be giving myself CPR. Okay. I like the character Sky. I thought she was the best, and I just wish that they'd written her into the series more. I really do. I thought she was phenomenal.
I thought you were going to say Smiles.
Oh yes, that one too. It depends. Get me on different days. Like, yeah, I loved Linda Smiles. I loved how corrupt she was in the beginning, and I just would have made her really, really corrupt, even more. Like, just highly corrupt. Well, I won't be able to. The writers, I get the writers to.
This is a running theme with Dan, I just have to say. Like, you so often would suggest maybe B just turns bad. Maybe she just becomes really, really bad. She just wanted to destroy everything that you guys loved.
I know. B starts doing drugs and then takes Allie down with her too, and then they end up. That's where my mum. Everyone will go. Oh,
Seriously,
okay.
She pitched this. But how fun! You would have loved it. I don't know. I mean, the freak, I suppose. But how can you compete with Pam? Yeah.
That's what I said yesterday as well as, and I got in trouble for saying this from Tammy, but Sean Brody, he was fun.
Oh, I mean, the bad characters are the best.
Yeah.
Who's Sean Brody?
Tammy was like, fuck Sean Brody.
Yeah, the bad characters are the best. Like, I think Lou Kelly, I said that earlier, like Lou Kelly, and like Kate Box.
Oh my God, crazy genius.
Yeah.
Liz dies?
See how much fun this would be? And she has to guess whether it's true or not. Like, you guys get to come up, you say like a whole scene, and then she's, no, that one's fake. No, that one happened, season 6. All right, next one here on the left is, what do we have? 2 more on the left, right? And then how many more over here? 3 more over here? Okay, cool, we're great. Go ahead.
Quick question for each of you. Can you guys tell me to fuck off calmly or angrily or whatever Wentworth scenario?
Fuck off!
You sound
Me?
like the guy from Succession who watches Succession.
Oh, it's my favorite
Brian
show.
Cox. Fuck off!
Fuck off!
I was in a show with him once and he was scary, but amazing.
Brian Cox?
Brian Cox.
Yeah, right.
Could the rest of y'all tell me to fuck off?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't mean me?
Fuck off.
I really believed that.
Yeah, so did I.
I need motivation, though. We're actors. We need motivation. Someone give me a motivation. And what? Someone stole. Fuck off!
Ruby, I accidentally punched Rita's tits in.
Fuck off. She went real bogan then. That's not Ruby at all.
B, I accidentally kissed Allie.
I don't think she needs any motivation. I think she can.
I'd be like, fuck off. Let's all go in together.
This is why B, Ruby, and Allie. Yeah,
What would our
nice
ship
trio.
name be? Balubi. It works.
Kinda sounds like a sea creature or something.
Yeah, you just put
Sounds like a venereal disease. I got a raging case of the Balubi last night.
I like that question too, so you can come get a T-shirt coupon. Also, so hopefully you don't go home and tell people the fucking
that you
MC
contracted Balubi.
The MC guy.
In New Jersey.
I asked all the cast to tell me to fuck off, and the MC jumped in and just told me to fuck off. I didn't even ask. But then he gave me a lousy T-shirt. There you go.
Fuck off.
That one writes itself, doesn't it? Okay, over here on the right.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Boston. Your accent was okay, not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, first, I just want to thank you guys for giving us all a show that especially I could bond with my mom over and have a girls' weekend and with my best friend. And it's been really special to do that. Even my fiance would walk in and we'd be watching the show. He'd be like, oh, is that the freak? I'm a freak, I'm a freak. I'm like, oh, calm down, you don't know the show. And but I was wondering, I know, Bernie, you just said this, you couldn't see yourselves doing anything else in the entertainment industry, but if you guys weren't in the industry, what do you see yourself doing, each of you?
I wouldn't be a teacher, I can tell you that. I had a conversation with some people.
It's really tough.
Yeah, and I
teacher.
absolutely have. No, this is. You got me wrong. I have utter high respect for teachers after what we went through with COVID, and I realised that I'm no teacher. I had to do homeschooling with my kids through the whole COVID thing, and I'm like, oh my God, teachers, how do they fucking do this? They're amazing. They're absolutely incredible. But that's what I mean. Because I don't think I'm a very good teacher. Because I was like, oh my God, I can't do this.
Even the teachers, we didn't know we were doing either, so it's okay.
Right.
Well, it's funny because I was going to say teacher.
Yes, but you would. Like, you've got the temperament. You were like so even-keeled and everything Bernie isn't. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But
I have taught at schools and I teach language and things like that. So, and ESL, I've been an ESL teacher at primary schools and colleges. So I love teaching.
I'd be a professional house flipper. I love renovating so bad. Like the satisfaction that you get from seeing a before and after. That, yeah. Decor, home decor. And you guys have the best here, like Home Sense and Lowe's, all of those shops. I love it.
I'd love to be an astrophysicist. The James Webb Space Telescope is like really working in my gears at the moment. It's unreal. I'm loving it. Yeah.
It's never too late.
No, that's right. Yeah. I don't think I'm smart enough, but hey, I like to look at the pictures of stars.
You can just act like you are.
That's right. That's all you need to do, isn't it? Fake it till you make it.
Danielle, did we get yours?
Sound like a motor
You
mower.
could be a veterinarian.
No, do you know what? I actually already do other things that I really love doing already. So like, just traveling around the world and doing lots of aid work and making jewelry and designing fashion stuff and everything that I kind of wanted to do, I do anyway. Does that make sense?
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I'm directing and producing but I did actually really want to be an architect. Yeah, but I tried to go to university, except I fucked my tutor and then I couldn't go back to the thing because it was just really weird.
Bernie's like, suddenly being a teacher sounds a lot better.
It was very strange going to tutorials and seeing the writing up on the board, and I was like, this is really weird. Seeing nakedness, can't concentrate.
I mean, that is
So
one
in
way
my
to
team, I
assure
was
you
a
getting
tw-
good grades, though. I never thought of that.
I never stuck around long enough.
So we got 3 questions left, 1 on this side and then 2 on this side. So go ahead here on the left.
Okay, out of all the Wentworth, all the seasons, all the episodes, I want to know who you guys think was the most evil character, maybe besides Joan Ferguson, if that's who you think. And also, who had the biggest character transformation?
Wentworth is finished? No. I thought that Chris McQuaid's character, what was her name? Jax, was pretty evil. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see her sort of live out her sort of villainous intent because she got the old, we call that the
pen in the neck.
stationary maneuver. And the greatest arc? No, because I didn't see the whole thing, so I might need some help. I think B had a great arc, a character arc.
Totally. I think the most evil character, and I can't remember his name, but it was the guy that, who was going to kill Mari because she had intel on him being a very bad person. Him. I can't remember his name.
Michael, I think they're saying. Michael, is that right?
Yep, I believe you.
Sounds evil.
Yeah.
Or that motherfucker
Michael.
who raped Ruby.
Your girlfriend, his
my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But
And I killed him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was-
Because
Mari's
he did
son.
Yeah.
That was
he-
Mari's son,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Danny, yeah.
And the greatest transformation, but it's a different sort of type of way. But Boomer, the way that if you knew Katrina Milosevic, she would come in and she's just so beautiful and refined and that sort of thing. And in terms of a transformation from actor to character, that's the greatest transformation. She would come in and completely transform into Boomer, and it was like, holy shit. There is no Katrina here
Yes.
at all.
And then she would have this beautiful routine that I was just obsessed with watching. When she would finish shooting for the day, she'd go and wash her face, and she would sit in the green room with her makeup kit, and she would just like some goddess from a different planet just re-put her makeup on, her beautiful makeup. She didn't even need a mirror, and she'd be looking like Boomer 1 second, and then once she'd be finished with her makeup, she just looked like this goddess, and it was so beguiling to watch. And she couldn't be more different from Boomer.
All right, next one here on the right.
Hello, my name is Kim. First, I have a comment for Kate. If we were to do a second reading in an audition for the chemistry, I think you and I would hit it off.
Oh, good to know. What am I auditioning for?
You got the casting department right here.
My girlfriend's here, so I can't say it.
Fair enough.
But I have a question for Danielle, and my girlfriend would ask me to address you as Bae. In the scene when you and Frankie are battling for top dog, how did it feel for you to finally accomplish that and make top dog?
Firstly, I just want to address the Bay comment. For ages, people were writing Bay, and I go, oh, they've spelt B wrong. They've got the E and the A around the wrong way. And then I realized people were calling me Bay. And then as time rolled on, that's what Kate and I would refer to each other as Bay. So, hi, Bay, wherever you are. That whole trajectory and character arc in the second season was so pleasurable to play. And because no one knew what was going on, a lot of the time when writers will, write something, the big question is, do we let the audience in on this or not? and they chose not to in this regard. So there's this lovely revelation at the end where people are like, that's why she's doing this. So to have completed that and for her to be so wily and playing the long game was incredibly satisfying. Yeah, I don't know. I think for her it wasn't about becoming top dog, really. It was just about her getting out. And so that was a horrible byproduct.
For me, that was one of the most satisfying scenes to watch as a viewer, and at this point in my life, just a fan, because I hadn't been cast in the show at this point. When you finish I think you finish beating her up, and you're kind of triumphant, and then you just like slice yourself up. I'm just like, what am I watching? And then it all comes together, and I agree with you. I always prefer when the creative team don't let the audience in on it and don't spell things out. And that was one of those moments where it's like, I'm so glad you didn't spell it out for me, because it was so satisfying and rewarding to watch it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, last question of the WentworthCon weekend. No pressure, go ahead.
No, last one. My question is for Ruby. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. You and Katrina seem to have some of the funnest lines on the show, and I'm wondering if you and Katrina are still friends, if you ever see each other.
I can't stand her. No, Katrina's she's like my big sister. I absolutely love her. We have this, we get very emotional when we see each other, actually. It's always like lots of tears, and I loved that. I think I went on to Wentworth thinking that there was just this bond between Rita and Ruby, and then there was this other sisterhood that was formed. And when Rita leaves for a while, it was really nice, I think, for Ruby to have Boomer there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the questions today. Everybody give it up for your panel.